Nobody. Okay, guys. Good evening, and I will try as much as possible to be audible and also to make this class as fast as possible. I'll try as much as possible to summarize the whole thing. Yeah. So please, if you're not hearing me, if I'm not audible enough, you can, if you're on the live stream directly, you can thumbs up or perhaps reply so that I can get to fix that. And also, I probably might be sharing my screen at some point of time so as to carry us all along once and for all. Okay, so tonight we'll be doing a recap on the past topics we've talked about and also moving forward to the main topic of today. And basically, I talked about the basics of a social media manager, the four elements to you as a social media manager. What are the things you need to work on, or what are the four elements you need to have on you that guides you all around in your summary of a social media manager? The audience, the landing, the branding, and your budgeting. So these are the four things that really count as a social media manager. The content creator. These are the four things that guide you through in making you understand your left from your right and how to go about all of these things. So now, moving forward, we talked about SMART, which is an acronym in social media management. And this SMART as well helps in propelling you forward, making things much more easier to achieve because basically your reasons for being a social media manager or a social media marketer is for you to be able to achieve some tangible and cogent point of view, some tangible things beyond the scope of the company. That's why you are being paid. That's why you are being called upon as a social media manager. And lest I forget, being a social media manager or a marketer, you need this smart details on S means be specific. Now, what are the specific goals you are working towards? Is it to achieve enough followers? Is it to achieve enough audience? Is it to achieve monetization? Is it to achieve a lot of content and reactions and engagement from the audience? If you're working with probably a skit branding or a skit page, I mean a comedy page, obviously you know your specifications or what you're being specific about, what you're working towards is going to be different from you working with a social a company, a branding company or a clothing company or an automobile company. So that's that about being specific. Now, M means measurable. Now, whatever you are working towards, you need to measure it. You need to be able to measure the scale. You need to be able to determine, okay, from so month to so month, from this day to this date, I should be able to measure my impact. I should be able to measure, and that is why the metrics of data analysis is important. You need to be able to measure your impact, your devotion. You need to know how to calculate what you are working towards. Now, A stands for achievable. Whatever you are working towards, is it achievable? Can this thing be achieved or not within this specific period of time? So being the fact that you are working towards a specific goal and is measurable. Now, is it achievable? Is it achievable? Yes. If it's achievable, then you go for it. If it's not achievable, you should know you should go back to your drawing board and readjust your scale of preference. So that's that about being achievable. Then R stands for realistic. Whatever you are doing, is it realistic? Talking about a clothing company, a clothing brand, and you are managing their page and you want to achieve a particular, a specific goal. Now, you see, all of these words are interwoven with each other because, yes, these are the things you need to know that you need to calculate with when working. So, now for a clothes brand, and perhaps you specific on the fact that, okay, you want to be able to achieve enough followers or probably enough audiences, followers, fans that would be a diehard fan for that brand, for that company. And also, in so doing, you're trying to expand their profit, their sales. And now, and this brand is just coming up or is just barely a year old in the world market, in the labor market, and you want to achieve, or you want to achieve a standard rate at which other existing brands have meet up to or they are currently on. For example, talking about Gucci, talking about Versace, you should know these brands have been in existence way back and they've been able to retain their long existing client and they have been able to withhold or perhaps sustain their name and their standard for a very long period of time. So you should know that if you want to come into the labor market, you really can't say you want to achieve what they've achieved for a decade within a space of a day or a month. I don't know how that's going to be possible, but if we are being realistic to each other, you should know that you really can achieve that within a space of 2, 4, 5, 6 months. Yes, no. But definitely there are things you can achieve within those months. There are things you can achieve within those months. So now talking about that, realistic, just be realistic in your calculations, realistic about what your goals are, what you're working towards. And then we go also to what's called time. Yeah, with timely, meaning that whatever you want to achieve, after knowing the fact that okay, you're specific on what you want to do. For example, let's say you want to monetize a Facebook page. Yes, that's your specification. That's what you are working towards, monetization. And then this monetization, how do you measure it? Okay, yeah, measure in the sense that how many followers do I need to get? How many views do I need to get? How many watch hour do I need to get? Measurable. Then you've been able to measure and size and scale all your metrics of what you are working towards. Now, is this achievable? And yes, it is achievable. Monetization for Facebook is achievable, but definitely, how do you want to set this monetization? How do you want to spread the goals? How do you want to spread the achievement so that you can get to your destination? Meaning that you need to be realistic about what you are putting at your front. So all I'm trying to say is you want to monetize a Facebook page, you should know okay, fine. Definitely a lot of things need to be put in place. Consistent content you create, consistent content you upload, and being creative about it so that you can be able to catch your audience at a glitch. Definitely. So all I'm trying to say is that when you are being realistic about what you want to achieve, it gives you a win-win for the case. So then consistency, creativity, all of these works hand in hand together. And in so doing, you need to be timely. Okay, within this specific range of months, I should be able to achieve this. Within this specific range of years, I should be able to achieve this. So, but definitely in all we are doing, if we go back to our drawing board, which is the four basic elements to social media management: your audiences, your landing, your branding, and your budgeting. You should know all of these revolve. These are still the motherboard to all we are talking about, because your budget will determine how much and how far you can go within a specific period of time. So if a company or a branding house or probably an individual who wants you to manage one or two things for him or her on the social network and all of that, and the budget is what drives you far or near, or how far you're going to go. Whoever is giving you a 200K budget, you should know is going to go a long way. And definitely you cannot compare that to whoever is going to give you probably 500,000 naira budget. And for example, someone who just releases his new track and wants to run ads for it on probably Spotify or Audiomack, yeah, you should know that the budget determines how far the ads are going to go, how far the music is going to run. You get to realize that even once you are on YouTube, you listening to one music or the other, you see some ads coming up, popping up, and all of that. Now, those ads, when you talk about, okay, so I believe you guys are hearing me. Please, I believe you can type in at this comment section so that I can know if you're catching up with me. So yeah, okay. So all I'm saying now is that get to understand the fact that your budget also goes a long way. So goes a long way in the sense that whatever the budget is. Now I was talking about YouTube ads when it keeps popping up every interval, it keeps popping up, is based on the fact that the ads being run are quite different from each other. You see some ads coming every 3 minutes, 5 minutes, thereabouts, and all of that. And all of there are a lot of things that have been put in place before you see all of these ads coming to your own personal page. They are not just random ads flying all around the internet. You will definitely believe me when I say there are some ads that would never ever come to your timeline or to your page, because perhaps the geographical area, the region, or whatever they're advertising is not in correlation or in correspondence with who you are. They know who you are, they know what you want, they know what you like by the metrics of your cookies. So these are the things you should understand. Obviously, that's why you are being paid. That's why you are here to learn the work of the social media manager, to understand the differences in all of these things. So when I talk about smart, being specific, measurable, realistic, achievable, and timely. So these are the things we need to always work towards. So I believe that recap would brush our knowledge to those who had missed the previous class, and perhaps who are also in the previous class, to let us understand the sequence. I could always have jumped to the main point of the deal, but yes, when you are outside there defending your proficiency and talking to clients, you should be able to explain things to them at the point of their understanding. And also they should be able to see you that yes, you really really know what you are talking about and what you are persuading them on. There is no way I will talk to a client, or perhaps a client will come to me, obviously, because this is always a problem, and every problem needs a solution. So you are in the right situation, or you are in the right shoes to solve their problem. And if you do not know how to go about solving the problem, but you know how to solve the problem, or perhaps you do not know how to explain or detail to your client on how you are going to solve the problem, they assume you really don't know it. I've been in a lot of interviews, probably from home. They tell you, send me a 1 minute video on how you can move this page from point A to point B. Excuse me. Or perhaps how you can get to explain why this is in this. Or they'll tell you, okay, fine, this is the page we want you to manage. What are the things that are not in good shape? Can you tell us our fault and how you are planning to move it forward? So definitely you should know how to explain or foresee or see that yes, this is wrong, this is right, this is in place, this is not in place, and this is how I am going to move these things forward. I'll still opportune to talk to a client today about the YouTube page I'm managing for the person. I can always refer you guys to the YouTube page. Um Dutch TV. Yeah, that's the page. I can share you guys the link. I've been able to push their subscriber, and is over 400 subscriber currently within the space of a month, just a month. Just when I was speaking with the man today, he was just so amazed, like, wow, you are really good at this thing, bro. Like, you are really good. And I'm like, this is my work, this is why you pay me, and I have to obviously let you know I am capable. It's not by mouth, but I need to demonstrate or show you that yes, you are paying me for my service and I need to render the service. But definitely, I was able to also explain some things to him, and all of these things will not just come at the platter of free of friendship. They need to know that yes, you are capable of doing this thing for them. They need to know that, even if and if about in all situations might come up, but yes, it's for your own good and it's a win-win for you to be able to defend, or when talking to a client, this is this and this is that. Okay, the man was like, my YouTube page, I'm working towards the monetization and all of that. So how do I get paid and all of that? But yes, believe me when I tell you there are calculations to these things. Watch hour multiplied by numbers of view divided by 1,000 and all of that to get the payments schedule and all of that. So if you do not know one or two of these things, you might be blabbing and you might get things wrong. So that aside, we are going forward to today's topic, which is let me just, or you are hearing me currently, just say hi. If you guys are hearing me currently, you can always chat on your screen or something like that, so I know okay it's currently active and all of that. So um let me try share my screen. So okay, the internet itself is a unique tool for expression and democracy. Anyone with a digital device and the ability to connect to the internet and access social media can consume or produce content. Like other people options, post online about their day-to-day life, or get informed by reading the latest news on the internet. We can all participate in the collective conversation. Social media has revolutionized how people communicate with each other, and more importantly, from an advertising perspective, organizations, brands, and government have been able to communicate and reach people directly. So that I say, are you guys there? When I say democratic publication of social media management, what does this mean? I'm only trying to expand your knowledge on how far it has been and how far it is still going to be. Meaning that social media management is something that is decentralized. Yes, let me put that word. Is decentralized, and for that fact, it has given everyone the opportunity to utilize social media effectively. It has decentralized to the extent that you can own the control of your page, your social media, and get in control of it by getting informations out to your audiences, people in need of it, and taking control of it. It is whatever they dish out we get to hear about. And who knows if it's going to be true or not. I'm not saying it's lie. I'm not saying they're dishing out wrong information to us. But obviously, what if they are not even dishing out the informations we need to hear at all? Now, all I'm trying to say is that let's get to understand that the world is evolving. And this is the right time for you to key into the evolutionary stage. And what sells most right now in the economic system, in the global world right now, is information. Information is the new gold era. In the days of our the likes of steel industrialization, the motor companies, the vehicle, anything that comes in with industrialization, yeah, labor market, and that was the evolution then, and that was the ages of the 1970s, 1980s, the Gen X generation. But obviously, in this current century we are, the existing money, the existing wealth right now are of three things anyways. Service, as I know, you are paying me to dish out the informations to you guys. So you should learn to understand that information is very vital right now. What I don't know, I don't know. And it's bigger than me. What you don't know. And it's bigger than you. And this is you paying for this class to get the informations you don't know so as to utilize it. Do you get the point now? So when I talk about service is something you render. Obviously, after getting this information, you become a service agent, a social media manager who service one client or the other, companies, brands, and the rest, and they pay you for it. Your service. This is one of the vital tools or vital money making skills, whatever the skills is, as far as it is